Look the part, play the part. Yakko sponsors Vanarama National League on BT Sport.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Vanarama National League highlight show on BT Sport. Over the next 30 minutes we'll bring you all the action and reaction from the latest round of fixtures in the 5th tier. Before we get to our first game, here are your headlines. It's a tough day on Tyneside for Forest Green. Guiseley dents Dagenham's hopes of catching the league leaders. And we're at Sinsel Bank for reaction to the quarter-final draw after Lincoln's FA Cup heroics. Back-to-back wins had breathed new life into Forest Green's promotion push. They made the trip to Tyneside to take on a Gateshead team who had lost just once in their last 11 matches. Neil Aspin's men still harbour hopes of a place in the playoffs, and they made the breakthrough when Wes York played in top scorer Danny Johnson, who gave Gateshead the advantage. At the other end, Omar Bagil's strike wasn't dealt with by James Montgomery, but he was saved by the post. It was a crucial slice of fortune as the hosts doubled their lead on the half hour. Sam Russell unable to keep out Johnson's effort as he grabbed his second of the game and his 14th of the season. Mark Cooper might have sensed it wasn't going to be Forest Green's day after this audacious attempt from Christian Doidge, but he too was exasperated by the upright. Rovers were previously unbeaten in 6 matches, and they gave themselves a lifeline when Kane Woolery, on loan from Wigan, was first to the rebound to reduce the deficit to 2-1. But the reprieve was short-lived. The goal of the game from York, a stunning half volley to restore Gateshead's 2-goal lead. More Forest Green frustration as Doidge was denied by the woodwork again. A bad day at the office. Rovers have won 3 of their last 12, while Gateshead have won 3 in a row.
With Lincoln in FA Cup action, Dagenham and Redbridge had the chance to draw level on points with the league leaders. They faced Guiseley, who were looking to build momentum after their midweek victory over Sutton. And it was Mark Lockwood's men who struck first at Victoria Road. Scottish striker Jordan Preston able to roll his defender before passing the ball calmly into the corner as Guiseley were gunning for a second win in 3 away matches. A bad start for Dagenham turned into a dreadful start. Corey Whiteley had scored 2 penalties in 2 games. He wanted another spot kick, but his appeals were waved away. Whiteley then butted heads with Connor Brown and was shown a red card instead. John Still's team a goal down and a man down inside a quarter of an hour. There was some hope right on half-time for the hosts. Guiseley punished for handling inside the area. Penalty then for Dagenham and Redbridge. With Whiteley off the field, Jordan Maguire-Drew stepped up. Johnny Maxted denied him to complete a miserable first 45 for Still and his players. The visitors have spent most of the season inside the relegation zone, but they doubled their advantage with a moment of real quality. Preston rifling past Elliot Justin for his second, much to the delight of his manager. The 10 men did manage a consolation in the final minute. Top scorer Oliver Hawkins with his 18th of the campaign. Guiseley rise up to 19th in the table on a dire day for the Daggers.
Forget 10 men. We were with 10 men for a long while, but forget that. We never done enough to win the game. We missed a penalty. We had probably 3 or 4 good goal scoring opportunities we didn't take. And at the end of the day, we got beat because we never played well enough, and that's football, so we have to accept it.
We're demanding of each other, and that's good. You know, the players are demanding of me, and I'm demanding on the players, I'm demanding on the club are demanding on me. If you want to get better, that's what's got to happen. So, yeah, long may it continue, really, that everybody is asking questions of each other and improving each other, because that's what it's all about.
Martin Allen's introduction as Eastleigh manager has only yielded 1 win from 8 matches. They hosted a Tranmere side looking to get back on track after blowing a 2-goal lead at home to Bromley last weekend. Mickey Mellon's men are still very much in the promotion picture. They came closest to opening the scoring at the Silver Lake Stadium. Lewis Maynard's eyes lit up, but he couldn't keep his volley down. The hosts continued to hang on after the interval. Steve McNulty heading against the crossbar for the visitors. The game was being played to Tranmere's tempo and they made the breakthrough with half an hour to play. Maynard seizing on the loose ball and finding Ben Tollett, who fired past Graham Stack. 6 goals this season for the man on loan from Portsmouth. With Eastleigh eager to rescue a point, they were vulnerable to the counter-attack. Tollett this time the provider, racing clear before setting up James Norwood, who made the game safe. Norwood now into double figures for the 5th season in a row, as Tranmere now sit 4 points off the top of the table.
We know that where we're at in terms of performance. This is a hard place to come and get a result. Martin has him really fired up. He's a good manager. So we knew that we're going to come down and get a real test today. We're a long way from home, so we had to make sure that we were really at it today and come at a really difficult place and getting the result.
It was a much more courageous, tenacious performance. Perhaps at times it wasn't the prettiest, but after the last 2 home games here we needed to do something different, and number one was to be competitive, and we certainly were that today.
A run of just 3 wins in their last 20 league games had seen Maidstone United slip into the bottom 4. No such worries for mid-table Chester, but John McCarthy's men had lost 3 in a row themselves. A big day for the hosts at the Gallagher Stadium, and they led after only a couple of minutes. Head tennis in the penalty area, with Chester unable to clear their lines. The ball eventually falling to Kevin Locko, who registered his first goal since August. A sensational start for Jay Saunders and his players. With just 5 minutes on the clock, they were 2-0 up. Unconvincing defending again, and Delano Sam York had the easiest of tasks to double the advantage. It was a mauling from Maidstone, less than a quarter of an hour played, when Joe Piggott, on loan from Cambridge, snatched his first goal for the club. Chester now 3-0 down. The trip home to Cheshire was getting longer by the minute for the visitors. Alex Flisher almost added his name to the score sheet as he rattled the woodwork. Chester struggled to deal with the aerial threat, and from another set piece, Locko headed home his second. Maidstone running rampant, 4-0 up at half-time. Saunders' team hadn't kept a clean sheet in 23 matches, so Chester had hopes of a famous fight back when Evan Horwood was brought down inside the area, penalty given. A chance for James Alabi to add to his tally. That's goal number 13 of a very impressive season. The home fans would have been on edge when Sam Hughes made it 4-2 with a third of the game to go, but that's where the scoring stopped, as Maidstone secured a vital 3 points in their fight for survival.
Yeah, we just felt with the journey they'd had, if we could get on the front foot and put them under a lot of pressure and really go at them, then we could cause them problems. And I think the last few weeks we've done that in spells, and for the first 45 minutes we didn't give them a minute's peace, and at the end of the day we took our chances when they came on to be 2-0 up in 5 minutes. Obviously takes a lot of pressure off you.
Over the course of the season, it's clear that my players have had some success, so we just have to hope, we have to put it down to a one really bad 45 minutes in what's been a good season for us, and hope that we never see that type of performance again.
2 teams on the periphery in the National League met at Moss Rose. Macclesfield are looking to put themselves in the frame for a playoff place. Braintree are hoping to avoid being pulled back into the relegation dogfight. Not much to choose between the sides in the first half. Chris Holroyd was denied point blank by Braintree's Sam Besant. Hakan Haretton's men were resolute, but they were opened up inside the last 20 minutes. Mitch Hancock's timing the pass perfectly to Connor Jennings, who scored his first goal for Macclesfield since returning to the club on loan from Tranmere. The home fans waited all day for a goal, and then 2 came along at once. A costly slip from Manny Parry, and this time Holroyd made no mistake. A dozen goals for him now this season, securing just a second victory in 5 league games.
Barrow's recent lack of form has put their playoff place in jeopardy. Just 2 wins from their last 9 as manager Paul Cox welcomed his former club Torquay to Cumbria. The hosts had lost twice at home all season, while Torquay had only managed 2 away victories in the whole campaign. But Kevin Nicholson's side had the clearest opening of a tight first half. Jamie Reed's efforts turned wide by the Barrow keeper John Flatt. Sub Luke Young tried to catch out Flatt from long range in the second half, but it finished 0-0, not much to write home about at Holker Street.
The boys have worked extremely hard again today. Just probably wanted to see us be a little bit more articulate and penetrative in the last third. We came up against a side who's fighting for its life, big club, ex-football league club, and it just shows you how tough this division is.
Wrexham manager Dean Keats was rewarded with a new 3.5-year deal on Friday. He took over from Gary Mills back in October and has guided the club back into playoff contention. Unbeaten in 6, Keats' men welcomed an Aldershot side unbeaten in 2017 and with playoff hopes of their own. The visitors have never won at the racecourse ground, but patience is a virtue, and Gary Waddock's side eventually took the lead with 20 minutes remaining. Scott Randell benefiting from Nick Arnold's teasing cross. And just 10 minutes later, the away side made the point safe when 19-year-old Jim Kellerman grabbed his first career goal and ended a 21-game wait for victory at Wrexham. Aldershot remain within 2 points of the playoffs, but it's a disappointing end to a week that had begun so positively for the Wrexham boss.
First half, I thought we'd done okay without being bang at it, to say. We created a few chances. I think if we take them, obviously different performance second half, but obviously second half you give Aldershot credit. I thought they're outstanding. They pushed us right back, and the disappointing thing was our players seemed to be happy to get pushed back, but obviously they dictated the whole tempo of the game second half.
Wrexham are a good side, and they're in good form. The manager's done a very good job, so we had to keep ourselves in the game. We did, and the players reacted very well to last week and what was said at half time. The staff at half time were very, very good, and the players carried out the instructions that we gave them.
Two sides at different ends of the table met in Yorkshire as relegation-threatened North Ferriby hosted promotion-chasing Dover. Inconsistent form from the visitors had meant they'd slipped out of the playoff spots, but were given a superb opportunity to get back on track when Ross Lafayette was brought down by Ben Middleton after only 7 minutes, penalty to Dover. National League top scorer Ricky Miller had already got 5 goals from the spot this season. North Ferriby's Rory Watson ensured he wouldn't make it 6. The hosts had lost their last 3 at home, but a pinpoint free kick from Curtis Bateson put them in control shortly after the restart. Immediately after the goal, an incident which left Steve Howsham and his team incensed. They felt Lafayette left a deliberate elbow on Middleton, referee Martin Coy deciding the challenge was only worthy of a caution. And to add insult to injury, Chris Kinnear's side equalised moments later when the ball eventually dropped to the unmarked Joe Healy after Watson had made a mess of his punched clearance. That's Healy's 3rd goal in only 3 Dover starts. In search of the decider, the away team turned up the pressure, the usually deadly Miller dragging his shot wide. But a winner did arrive in the 71st minute and it fell in Dover's favour. Lafayette felt he was being held by Jake Skelton in the box. Not that it mattered as Sam Magri headed back across goal for Aswad Thomas, who couldn't miss. Victory sees Dover back into the playoffs. North Ferriby remain bottom.
Today's the talking point, and I shouldn't get into it, was that man in the middle, and we've heard everything now. When you come off, when one of our players is shaking the ref's hands and asking about the blatant sending off that never happened, and the referee turns around and says, look at your league position, the table don't lie. He'll find out because there'll be a letter going in to sort that one out, because you don't disrespect my players like that, and it's embarrassing.
Despite being undefeated in 4 games in the league, York was still 5 points from safety when they arrived at Meadow Park to face Boreham Wood. Gary Mills' side made a dream start in Hertfordshire. There were just 7 minutes on the clock when Cheltenham loanee Amari Morgan-Smith linked up with John Parkin to give his side the lead. Luke Garrard's men levelled the scores though midway through the half when York keeper Kyle Leatheran inexplicably dropped Anthony Jeffrey's cross. Morgan Ferrier picked up the loose ball and smashed home his 10th of the season. York have drawn more games than any other team in the division, and Boss Mills will look at the amount of chances they had to secure 3 points. First, John Parkin crashed his shot against the bar before Verdane Oliver produced a fine reaction save from Bournemouth keeper Grant Smith. The home side then went close themselves when Jeffrey struck the post, but the scores remained level. The point doing little to ease York's relegation fears as they fall 6 points adrift of safety.
We could have killed the game in the first quarter of an hour. You know, we had chances to do that. We got 1 goal, and it's come back to bite us again. We've given away a poor goal today, which I'm disappointed with. But we keep going. We keep working hard. It's away from home. We know we need to be picking up, you know, some wins, and we've got a draw today, which is another point for us, and we've got a home game on Tuesday, so we move on to that.
Solihull arrived at Hayes Lane knowing a victory would all but eradicate their relegation fears, but they knew it would be difficult against a Bromley side that had won 6 of their previous 7 home games. It was the visitors who came flying out of the blocks and opened the scoring after just 9 minutes. Harry White curling past Ross Flitney on his debut in goal. The goal sparked an almost immediate response from the hosts. Blair Turgott unfortunate to see his strike fall just wide of the post on this occasion. As the game approached the interval, Solihull goal scorer White should have doubled his tally, shooting wide with only Flitney to beat. It was a game low on quality and on a difficult playing surface. Bradley Goldberg came closest to drawing his side level in the second half, but couldn't hit the target after turning well. But there was to be some late drama in Kent. Debutant Daniel Udo had only been on the pitch 8 minutes when he went over in the box seeking a penalty. Referee Craig Hicks felt the Kruloni had dived, awarding him a second yellow card, a debut to forget. Despite going down to 10 men, Solihull held on to secure all 3 points to the delight of boss Liam MacDonald.
I thought we've, for 45 minutes, we had to defend, you know, and we've defended very well. And it's a young, you know, group of players. And to defend like the way we did, you know, is credit to them. And like I say, fully deserved it.
2 teams battling against the drop met this weekend as Woking welcomed a Southport side looking to end a run of 4 successive defeats. Newly appointed Andy Priest was taking charge of the visitors for just the 2nd time since taking over from Steve Burr. But it was Gary Hill's men who went closest in the early stages. First, Gozi Ugru headed just wide from this Chris Arthur cross, before Max Kretschmar was a whisker away from converting Ugru's back heel at the far post. In a game of few clear-cut chances, Andre Jones almost snatched victory for Southport, but he shot straight at Michael Polk, ensuring a game between 2 sides who conceded 130 goals between them already this season would finish goalless. So, Southport remain in the bottom 4 alongside Maidstone United, York and North Ferriby. Guiseley move up to 19th after their victory at Dagenham and Redbridge, and Eastleigh have fallen further down the table to 15th without a league win this year. Tranmere Rovers were the only side showing their promotion credentials, closing the gap at the top to 4 points. Dover moved back into the playoff spots, but Barrow dropped to 6th with only 2 wins in their last 10 matches. League leaders Lincoln City were due to play Sutton United, but both sides are still flying the flag in the FA Cup. Not in 103 years has a non-league side reached the quarter-finals, and on Saturday Lincoln had Sean Dyche's Premier League side Burnley in their way. Your commentary for this one was Adam Virgo and Peter Drury.
By Reggett for Arnold, and Arnold's got away here. Muldoon has lifted it over. Time stood still.
Well, you will get these chances in these games, and you certainly have to take them.
Whipped in by Barton for Gray, who scratched it wide.
Well, this is the quality that Joey Barton really provides for you from that set play. Big opportunity for him there.
Arfield's corner. Just up and over the crossbar. Keane in the thick of it. It's Tarkowski who got the header. 90 seconds on the clock. Havergan. Back across the face of goal. It's chaos! Is it in? Is it in? Goal given! Sean Reggett for Lincoln City! The Lincolnshire poacher! Extreme! Imperious Imps!
And who says the magic of the FA Cup is certainly going? And it just sends the away fans into ecstasy.
FA Cup history rewritten by Lincoln City. The improbable Imps have achieved the hitherto impossible. They become the first non-league team in the modern history of the FA Cup to reach the quarter-finals.
An incredible result for Lincoln City and Danny Cowley, and attention quickly turned to the draw for the quarter-final stage. Andy May was at Sincil Bank to catch all the scenes, but they now face an anxious wait to see if it's to be a dream away day at the Emirates to play Arsenal, or an all-National League tie with Sutton United for a place in the semi-finals at Wembley. Here's what manager Danny had to say.
So Danny, give us your thoughts on the draw.
Fantastic draw. It's a win-win for us. Obviously, we wish Sutton United all the best tomorrow. I genuinely hope that they can beat Arsenal. It'd be fantastic for the non-league game to have two teams in the quarter-final and then obviously one team in the semi. If Sutton can't quite get there, then we play Arsenal away at the Emirates. Brilliant draw.
That's the draw the fans have been wanting in many ways, isn't it? A big name.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, we've obviously been through 6 rounds now. Full qualifying round, first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round. So we've been waiting for a real top Premier League team, and we've got one now.
I have to ask you, and obviously Leicester won the Premier League last season, can you go all the way?
We're realists. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're in the last 8 with Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United and Man City. So we're realistic, but like Leicester showed last year, anything is possible in football.
Thank you. Enjoy your night.
Just before we go, a quick reminder, we have more live and exclusive Vanarama National League action coming your way on Friday the 3rd of March as rivals Chester take on title chasers Tranmere Rovers at the Diva Stadium. That's all on BT Sport 2 and on our 4K UHD channel. That's all we've got time for this week. Don't forget you can watch all of our shows back on our dedicated YouTube channel for free. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Look the part, play the part. Yakko sponsors Vanarama National League on BT Sport.